Hey there! We're going to do 2 sets of 4 exercises. You're going to need something weighted, whether it's 2 little weights or 2 water bottles. This workout is a little advanced, so make sure that you're paying attention to your diastasis recti throughout this whole thing. First, we're going to do a head crunch. You're just going to lift your head as you see here, and as you see, I'm feeling my diastasis to make sure nothing is poking out. So as you lift your head, you want to make sure that you're exhaling so that you're sucking in that transverse abdominis, pulling it nice and tight. See, I keep checking just to make sure everything is staying intact down there. You're just lifting up the head. You're not lifting the legs, you're not lifting your shoulders, you're just lifting up your head and you're looking down at your navel. You're blowing out as you lift your head. Keep it going, you're doing great. If you feel this one is a little bit too challenging for you, you might just want to go back and do one of the earlier routines because there are a lot on there that are very effective but not quite as advanced. Okay, our next one's called a crunch up down. You're going to crunch your head up, and as you put your head down, I want you to hold that contraction in your transverse abdominis. What you can do to see if you're doing that is put your hand on your stomach. As you crunch up, you'll feel your diastasis recti kind of close. I want you to try to keep that closure as you lay your head back down. Normally you would be relaxing and it would kind of go back open, but I want you to kind of try to keep that contraction where the diastasis recti feels closed as you crunch up. I want you to keep that as you lie your head back down. So crunch up, but hold that contraction as you lie your head down and then relax as your head hits the floor. It's a little bit challenging, but as you do this exercise over and over, you'll get the knack of it. So you crunch up, but hold that togetherness as you relax your head back down and then relax when your head touches the ground. Wonderful. We'll do that again, so we'll get to practice. All right, let's gingerly get up, and we're going to do what I call around the world beast. So the beast is where on your hands and your knees, you're going to lift your knees up off the ground and balance on your toes. And then you're going to lift each limb. Now it takes a little balance, and I'm actually in the beginning of my 2nd trimester in this particular video, and my balance is a little off, but what I want you to do is your best. Just if you want to touch your shoulder, like you see I just did, you would lift your knees off the ground, touch your opposite shoulder, lift your foot, lift your other foot, and then relax back down. Or you can do as I did initially and lift the hand forward like you would do in like a bird dog. This one is pretty challenging. Now you see I sometimes look down, just kind of checking to make sure that nothing is falling out as far as through my diastasis recti, that I'm keeping everything intact. This one is a challenging one. Keep it going, don't forget to breathe. As you lift up, exhale. Oh, that was good. I felt that. Okay, next we're going to do a weighted bird dog. You can grab 2 light weights, you can get 2 water bottles, you can get 2 books, whatever you can, or you can do this without. It's still very effective. So with the weights, I'm going to do bird dogs, lifting up the hand and opposing leg. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. You can just check for the integrity of your transverse abdominis, keeping it nice and tight so you don't have anything coming out through your diastasis recti. As I progress through this pregnancy, I'll actually start to wear a brace to kind of help support the increased weight in my midsection if I do exercises like these. Keep it going, you're doing great. Make sure to exhale and pull that transverse abdominis tight as you lift and lower. Wonderful. Okay, let's get back on our back and start it all over again. We're going to go back into that head crunch where you're just lifting the head and you can reach forward. You don't even have to reach forward the way I am. You can just lift the head. Make sure you're checking for the integrity of that diastasis recti. Make sure your transverse abdominis is really pulled in tightly and that nothing is poking out. You don't want any kind of, your insides coming through that diastasis recti. So keep a watch on that. Exhale as you lift your head and inhale as you lower. A lot of these exercises look deceitfully easy, but as you're doing them along with me, you can see that this is a challenging exercise. So if you find this is a pretty good workout for you at your current level, like it so you can come back to it. Keep it going, you're doing great. Exhale as you lift the head and inhale as you lower. Okay, we're going to go back to that crunch up down. I know this one is a little bit challenging as far as the concept itself. You're lifting your head, and as you make that contraction, you're keeping that contraction in the transverse abdominis as you lower your head. So contract here and hold that contraction. As you lift your head, you'll find that your diastasis recti kind of closes here. Now, as you lie your head back down, I want you to focus on keeping that closure. And as you lie your head on the ground, you can relax it. So you're going to give a little crunch up, making sure nothing is poking through. You're going to hold that crunch as you lower your head. Then you're going to relax it once your head hits the ground. This one is a really great one, just to help you really activate that transverse abdominis, tightening up and closing the gap of the diastasis recti. You're doing great. Okay, get up carefully, and we're going back to the around the world beast, and that is truly a beast, this exercise for me. As you get in this position, just make sure that you're well balanced. You're going to lift your knees up off the ground again, and you can do this variation, which is a little bit more challenging, even though this entire exercise is challenging. Or you can just touch the shoulders like this. Make sure that you are holding in that transverse abdominis as you're up. You're not letting anything sag or pooch. Keep it all nice and tight. Try not to fall over. Keep it going. You're doing great. I'm sure you felt that. Wonderful. Grab your weights or your water bottles or your books or whatever you have, or nothing at all. We're going to do the weighted bird dog. We've done this before, but without weights. So the weights just add a little bit more of a challenge. And that's what we want to do as we progress through these exercises. Just challenge ourselves a little bit. Keep it going. Make sure you're not letting your midsection sag or pooch. Keep it nice and tight. You're doing great. Keep it up. All right. Wonderful, you finished this workout. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me.